You are either about to be incredibly confused or have your old childhood nightmares start flooding back.
Soupe Opéra!
Hello everyone, I'm here Azure and we are going to be diving into Soupe Opera today because it has been scratching my brain for months and I just need to know where the hell this fever dream came from. And I have nothing else to say for this intro, so let's just get right into this show. Soupe Opera was a French stop-motion series consisting of 26 2-minute shorts created by, I'm gonna butcher these, Christophe Barrier and Frédéric Clemicon, and made by Malo Films, which is a French stop-motion animation studio. I am assuming they're still active, as their YouTube channel is, and the official website links that are now mysteriously gone in their video descriptions refuse to load. So I have no idea whether or not they still exist. Anyways, they also have a pandemic video from about 3 years ago. I didn't watch it in full, but it was seemingly just an interview with a bunch of kids. It was really weird. Back on topic. Both Christophe and Frédéric have worked on other stop-motion works for Malo, with Christophe also directing l'Animal de Quatre Saisons. It's French, I can't speak French. From 1995, which is another series, and voice acting in the 2008 short film One Two Three Soleil Squeak Fête de Sienne. And Frédéric being the writer and director for the former. I'm not saying that again, and I'm so sorry if I butchered it. And in addition to those, Malo has also made a bunch of other stop-motion projects, and we will actually be discussing one of those towards the end, so stay tuned. The series was composed by French artist Gallo, who has an extensive musical career, including multiple albums such as 1995's Yak Yak, which I only included because the name was very intriguing. I haven't listened to any of his music outside of Soupe Opera, I just have no interest in it. If you're wondering why he was chosen to compose the show's score, me too. There's next to nothing on the show's pre-production on the internet that I could find. Maybe there's more on the French internet, but I'm not French, I don't have access to it, and can't navigate it. Maybe there's some on those websites that refuse to load and are now seemingly gone from their video descriptions. I went back the day after writing the script, the day of writing the script, which was the day after I did all my research, and they just weren't there anymore. But who knows? The show originally aired on France 3, premiering in 1991 and wrapping up in 2000, and it aired internationally primarily during the 2000s, most notably on the ABC channels in Australia, which is where I'm from, and as a part of Cartoon Network's Small World anthology series in the US and Latin America. The show also aired on CBC television in Canada, Canal Once in Mexico, and the ITV channel during the Kids block turned Kids channel, and then back into a Kids block, CITV, in the UK. The death cable is making this very confusing. Essentially, CITV was a block turned channel, and it's now a block again. And this is reminding me of the death of ABC3 / ABC Me, which is now ABC Entertains. And all the kids and teens programming has just been shoved onto ABC Kids, which is now ABC Family, and it's pissing me off. I am still mourning. ABC Entertains, rotten hell. And if you're wondering, I did watch the show on ABC Kids. With the shows airing on ABC One and ABC Two's Kids block being the source of the majority of its current cult following, most evident from how one of the top Google search results for the show is a Reddit post about it on r/Australian Nostalgia. We'll be getting back to that post later. Right now, let's discuss what the fuck we're looking at. The main premise of these shorts is just a bunch of fruits, veggies, and occasionally other inanimate objects morphing into animals and other creatures, and then those creatures doing a quick gag before moving on to the next segment. And this happens 4 times per episode. I'd be remiss not to mention how the show opens, as it's one of the most traumatizing / recognizable parts of the show, with a fruit slot machine and the title showing up, before showing a basket of fruit in a black void, and an operatic voice sings
Soupe Opéra!
before the fruit rolls out, and then the more things happens. Yeah. Yeah, there's literally no plot, like at all. No one really knows what's going on. Not even TV tropes. I only mentioned the fact that no one knows what the hell's going on, so I could have an excuse to mention the TV tropes page. Seriously, that being the image caption is funny as fuck. And speaking of the TV tropes page, it mentions in the trivia section that the segment featuring the bat caused 400 to 450 French kids to experience seizures. And a now archived article published by Junkie also about the show also mentions this. I saw it on Junkie first. And the proof is a comment on an MLP FIM forum talking about the episode The Spectacle. And speaking of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, I ranked its theme song along with a bunch of other nostalgic theme songs in my last video. You should totally check it out after this one's done. And whilst you're doing that, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for this. You should consider liking, comment, sharing, and subscribing, and blah 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 blah. I'm so sorry, I have to do the annoying YouTuber thing. Anyways, back on topic. When I saw that forum for the first time, I just thought the claim was bollocks, because like you need to scroll down pretty far to actually see the comment claiming that Soupe Opera caused seizures. And I didn't do that the first time I looked at it during my research, because I thought it was like, I'm just stupid. I didn't think to look down. I just thought it was a My Little Pony forum that got linked accidentally. And we'll be getting back to that soon, don't you worry. But let's move on to the actual episodes, because I can't describe to you what the hell is going on without actually diving into whatever the hell is going on in the episodes themselves. Okay, so we're using the official order on Marlowe's YouTube channel, so starting with episode 1, so that's just Soupe Opera. It starts with the usual opening, and the first and ever animal created is a goose. See the weird things coming from its beak? I think that's why it's a goose. It's a bird, and get used to birds, because Soupe Opera loves doing birds. It gets really sickening. To do it so often, it gets really, really annoying. And then it starts eating seeds with some of the most disturbing sound effects I've ever heard. I see why this show traumatized an entire generation of Aussies. Jesus Christ. And then it drinks and gargles. Same thing applies. Then we get the transition screen, which is just a bunch of fruit sliding across the screen slideshow style. I didn't mention that earlier because it was kind of boring. Before the next batch of fruit rolls away from the basket and we see a yak with a weird white powder on the void surface. This is used pretty frequently as a way to show snow. And then the third segment shows a walrus, which is definitely one of the cuter models they've made. Like, it's super cute, I love this walrus. And we see the return of the snow. It also uses a cube from a destroyed igloo as a sugar cube for tea, which is super cute. Can you tell this is my favorite segment from the episode? And then it's time for the last segment, and oh my god, it's the bat! So yeah, the epilepsy segment is literally in episode 1, and I 100% believe the forum, because this shit hurts my eyes, oh my god. And according to TV tropes, this is a slowed down and reduced frame rate version. And it still hurt my eyes. Like, I could believe this version giving kids seizures. And if this is a toned down version, the original absolutely did. Like, I'm not surprised that the original version gave French kids seizures. I wouldn't be surprised if this version gave a French kid a seizure. Jesus Christ. The credits then roll with a fruit border and a weird jazzy tune that doesn't fit with the rest of the series. There's, opera. Because, like, Soupe Opera, I expected the ending to be more operatic. But, like, I still vibe with it. It's not bad, it's just really odd. I won't be doing full recaps for, like, the other 25 episodes, because we'd be here forever. Instead, I'll just be going through the highlights. Episode 2 features these super cute grasshoppers and oh my god! Can y'all see how this is nightmare fuel? Can y'all see why Aussie children feared this fever dream? Rest in peace, grasshoppers. You were too cute for this world. Episode 4 is the first instance of the intro being changed, air quotes. It's technically a bit different for every episode, but this is one of the few examples where they, like, really switch it up. Because, like, usually the episode starts with an operatic Soupe Opera, but 4 takes us into overdrive.
Soupe Opéra!
The highlight version has been used for the final segment before, but this is the first instance of it being used at the beginning of the episode. 12 also uses it at the start, and the other notable intro switch is episode 6 and 7, which fully omits the soup opera at the start, just having a cold open with the music. And it's so weird and off-putting. Like, it's so weird not having them at the start. It just feels off. And speaking of 6 and 7, 6 features this super cute kangaroo, and it kind of low-key foreshadowed the Aussie cult following of the show. And episode 7 is just funny as fuck. It's definitely one of the funniest episodes. Moving on to 11. Yes, I'm skipping a couple of episodes. I can't talk about them all. I have a deadline, guys. The bird just says origami, and it confused the fuck out of me. And yes, this is worthy of being mentioned, because rarely ever do they feature actual words being spoken. Like, it's just weird compared to the rest of the show, not just general weird, because the show is generally weird. I already mentioned 12 having the super high note intro, but it also has this adorable raccoon. And yes, I'm going to mention the cute ones, okay? Most of them are terrifying, let me enjoy the cutie patooties. 13 has this super cute flying sheep segment and also features the first instance of flat stop motion. The previous segments all used 3D figures for their stop motions, whereas here it's done like flat on the surface with a human hand moving the french fries. And this change in technique is super refreshing halfway through the series, and it's cool as fuck. It's also the only instance of like a human hand being used to move around the like inanimate objects. 14 and 15's YouTube uploads are really weird as they're both super echoey. I don't know if this was an intentional decision or an error, but it is interesting. 14 sees the return of the 2D segment, but done without the hands like last episode's lions. Instead, being more like the other segments, but just done on a 2D plane rather than a 3D plane. And 15 has a freaky lizard. Enough said. 16 features a chainsaw fish, and 17 features their sibling, hammerfish. 19 features the first segment made up of primarily non-fruits and veggies, instead being other inanimate objects. And 20 has more unholy bird sound effects. Oh my god, I hate it. I hate it when they do birds. The sound effects make me want to die. 21 features more nightmare-inducing violence with the bee. That was really disturbing. Jesus! Oh my god. And it has the only instance of the basket being empty, with it being used as the soccer goal during the final segment. 23 features the third and final 2D segment, with an excellent ending. And 24 has one of the only bird segments I actually like. It's a cuckoo clock, and it doesn't have any skin-crawling sound effects. Yippee! Episode 25 was bug-themed for some reason. No other episode was themed like this, and I kinda wish they did more of this. It was cool, and also disturbing, which isn't surprising, the show is always disturbing. And then the finale. For some reason, episode 26 decides to introduce a new intro right at the very end of the series, where they
Roll those R's!
and it features a cool turtle/tortoise, I can't tell the difference, a chameleon, the most adorable penguin, and a really cute snail. And we end the series on a burp joke. Okay then. There's also like a World Cup ad, but it's like 20 seconds long and not notable. Like at all. I've mentioned it a couple times before, but most of Soupe Opera's legacy lies in its Australian cult following. Full of zillennials who had the absolute shit scared out of them when this show randomly appeared between programs since it wasn't on the TV guides because, you know, each episode's like 2 minutes long. With this being the most evident in the r/Australian Nostalgia post. There were also a couple of articles written about it and its occasional horrors, notably BuzzFeed and the aforementioned Junkie. And the final notable example of its Australian legacy is the song Melbourne front group Play Lunch released in 2023. And it's very interesting. It sure is interesting. And definitely not my style of music, I'll leave it at that. But the show did have a lasting impression in France, most particularly in Malo films themselves, given that this is their most popular IP by a landslide. Most of their future projects would feature food items being turned into animals for their stop motion, with the most notable example being Yum Yum, or Yum Yum. Yum Yum is another series made by Malo Films from 2007, and it clearly shares some DNA with Soupe Opera. Its primary difference is that it's actually a cooking show. Each short features a full recipe tutorial with an animal appearing at the very end. I did watch an episode for comparison's sake, and it's cute, but like it doesn't have the same nightmarish charm as Soupe Opera. And that's a wrap on Soupe Opera. We've divulged into everything I can find. I've definitely missed stuff, but shh, it's fine, it's fine. This is definitely the biggest project I've done yet. Hell, I literally went to my local library and researched this. I wrote a damn script, for Christ's sake. I didn't follow it 100%, but it actually exists. That's more than my other videos. They have just scrambled notes. Sometimes they don't even have that. Like most of my tier lists, I do all of that from memory. This was a shit ton of fun, and I hope this didn't awake too many repressed memories. And if you had literally no idea what Soupe Opera was before watching this, I hope you also had fun and learned something new. I hope Marlowe does stay alive and make more cool stop motion, and it's been a fucking blast revisiting this childhood fever dream, and I'm definitely going to make more of these. It'll just take a while because this video was a lot, especially since I have to delay it because I need to get my MacBook serviced. I'm recording this day before, day of my MacBook getting serviced, such the day this video was supposed to get edited. Because yesterday, the day I was supposed to record this, was like fucking 40 degrees Celsius. I wasn't going to record in 40-degree heat. Anyways, I really hope you guys like this video, and I hope you stick around to see the next one of these deep dives. It's coming in about probably March. I still need to decide which one I'm going to do. But like, it's coming soon, I swear. And I hope you guys stick around for my other content. Next video is coming at the end of this week. Hopefully. It depends on how long my Mac's in service for. I'm hoping it's just the weekend. I'm praying it doesn't take like a week, because if it does, that fucks up my entire schedule. And it'll probably mean I won't make that other video. One of the videos will have to get cut. I don't want that to happen, but like, I'm not going to jinx it. I'm going to touch wood. I'm recording this on a wooden table. It's fine. It's going to take the weekend, and we'll be fine. You can check my schedule in the community tab. You have to scroll down a little bit, but it is there. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. You are legally required to have a good day, or else every horrifying creature from the series will jump out at you from under your bed during the night at an undisclosed time, so you will never be prepared for it. Okay, bye.